Welcome back into the air. It's just before 11 AM and I've taken off from Froxter, which is a paragliding site in the south of England, just near Gloucester, and today's goal is 152 kilometres to a small village just south of Huntingdon. As you can see, there's lots of pilots already in the sky, so I think lots of people are hoping for a good flight today. As we were arriving to the site early in the morning, there was lots of cloud cover and stopping the sun hitting the ground, but that seems to have gone, and now the weather's looking really good for a nice XC flight. I'm now established in my first climb to Cloud Base. One group of gliders has already left and Laurie was with them. He took off and left straight away, so fair play to him. I'm just behind the second group of gliders that are leaving, but I don't want to rush and I want to make sure I've got good height and make sure that I make good use of the weather today. This is my second XC flight on this harness and wing combo. It's the Air Design SOC SL and Ozone Zeolite 2 GT from the Sick and the Wrong. I'm really liking flying this harness and wing combo. It really gels with my flying style. So hopefully today will be good and I can get even more used to the wing. Over the first few climbs, I've noticed around 1,000 metres the thermals are quite tricky to work and not quite as consistent as above, so I'm going to try and stay higher up, but unfortunately at the moment the cloud base is not so high, so that's making long glides a little tricky. So the weather today is turning out to be really quite nice. And here I've just bumped into a familiar face, Dima, so it's nice to fly with him. I no longer have any idea where Laurie and Richard are. I believe they're in front of me somewhere, but I don't want to be tempted into flying too fast and making past mistakes and end up bombing out, so I'm happy to fly at my own pace for the time being. The further east I fly, the sky seems to be improving dramatically. Cloud base has increased, glides are good and thermals are consistent. I've been able to increase my average speed and I'm really happy with how the flight's going. While planning for this flight yesterday, we were talking and wondering if we were going to have to fly town to town and village to village to find thermals. The last few days had been quite heavy rain, so we was wondering how much moisture the ground was holding and whether thermals would work over the fields, but luckily they're good. Just gliding towards former Royal Air Force Base Upper Hayford, which is just south of Brackley near the Skydive Hinton Centre. So hopefully I'll have some nice views of this base shortly. just about to go on glide, which turned out to be one of the best of the day at just over 20 kilometres. And along the way I bumped into Neil, who I'd shared the first thermals of the day with, so it was nice to see him again. What goes up must come down. I'd been rewarded with a 20km glide, but here lies the crux. Enjoying the scenery along the glide, I'd allowed my concentration to slip and I'd fallen below my altitude threshold. This has now left me with work to be done. Neil, who I'd flown with 20 kilometres ago, has now caught me, passed me and flown out of sight into the distance. This slip in judgment may have cost my flight. I've spent the last 35 minutes circling in near zeros, hoping to be elevated back to cloud base. Circling and drifting over Milton Keynes, testing my endurance. Do I have the patience to find a climb and continue my flight? That's it, I'm all in. 6 kilometres ahead is a tree line on the top of a hill. Will this trigger point work and allow me to fly to my goal? I hit the jackpot. I'm now at cloud base and back in the game. Goal is only 25 kilometres away, and it seems my patience and choices have finally paid off. I only need 2 more small climbs to ensure goal is in the bag.